This is Into Math 3rd grade, lesson 11.1, Describe Perimeter. I can count or use addition or multiplication to find the distance around a polygon. Please gather your workbook and a pencil and turn to page 304. If you need to pause at any time, you may. We will begin under Build Understanding Part 1. Ellie draws a visual model of a rabbit pen on grid paper. She wants to know the total length of fence that will go all the way around the pen. We see a picture of the rabbit pen on the grid paper, and we also see that one line on the box equals 1 unit. And our job is to find the total length of the fence that will go all the way around. And so I've highlighted the rabbit pen in yellow. And now let's take a look at part A. What do you need to find to know the total length of the fence Ellie needs? So what do we need to know to find the total length around the pen? We will need to find the distance around the pen. All right, part B. How can you find the length of each side? What are we going to do to find the lengths of all 4 sides? Well, the best thing that we can do is to count the boxes on each side. So I'm going to write that down. So I will explain my thinking that I can count the number of units from one grid line to the next along each side of the rectangle. And then I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So I notice that there are 1, 2, 3 units here. So I will write 3 on this side, and I notice it's the same thing on the other side. And then I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There were 7 here. And then there's 7 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now we have counted and written the length in units on each side. Let's take a look at part C. What equation can you write using the side lengths of the pen to find the perimeter? And we need to go over to connect to vocabulary to understand what is perimeter. And perimeter is the distance around a figure, which is what our job is. We want to find that total length of the fence all the way around. And so we are really finding the perimeter of this rectangle. And it says perimeter is measured in linear units, or units that are used to measure the distance between 2 points. So what equation could we use to combine all of the lengths? If you know it, go ahead and pause and write it and come back to check. Otherwise, you can follow along with me. We are going to take all the sides and we are going to add them together to get the total amount. And again, if you would like to pause and do this math equation, you may do that. And when you come back, you will find that the answer is 20. So part D, what is the total length of the fence Ellie needs? The answer is 20 units. Now let's turn to the next page, page 305, under part 2. Jake draws a visual model on dot paper for a new sheet pen. He wants to know how much fence he will need to go around the pen. Let's take a look at part A. Do you need to find the perimeter or the area of the sheet pen? Let's remember that we are looking for how much fence will need to go all around the pen. So we are looking for all of the sides around the figure, the amount of those. And so the difference between perimeter and area is that perimeter is the distance around the figure, and area is the measure of the number of unit squares needed to cover the surface. So we are looking for perimeter, and just a reminder that area would be all of the squares and units inside the figure that would be used to cover the figure. But we are actually looking for the distance around, and that is called perimeter. Let's take a look at part B. What equation can you write to find how much fence Jake will need? Okay, so we are looking for the distance around, and just like before, we're going to find the number of units on each side, and then we're going to put those together. And when we put them together, we will be adding that information. It'll be an addition problem. So if you'd like to pause and count the sides yourself and come back to check, you may do so, or follow along with me. So we'll start here. There's only one unit for this side. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 3 for this side, 1, 2, 3, 3 for this side, 1 for this side, 1, 2 for this side, and 1, 2 for this side. So we have several sides here, so we're going to just add them all together. So we'll start here and go clockwise, which is like this. 1 plus 3 plus 3 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2. And that is going to be our equation to find perimeter. So again, if you'd like to pause and compute this addition problem and come back to check your answer, you can do so. And when you come back, you will find that the answer is 12. So Jake will need 12 units for his pen. Please remember, you can always go back and re-watch this video, and you can pause along the way as needed.